Good morning, students. Yesterday we discussed about the nationalism in Europe. In this first chapter, we have discussed about the Frederick Soru and how he visualized his dream. We have discussed all this point. Now we come to the next, that is what were the common identities creating during the French revolutions. As we already know that the French Revolution was took place in 1789, and it was the first upheaval in the world that many other country motivated by through French revolutions, and they started revolution their own country. So during this revolution, what were the common identities creating? Means how to create the collective belongings, how to create the nationalism feeling among the French people. So the French revolutionary, they started some change some things, like first lay party father's land, mean the land which was where they lived, that was not a others monarch's land, that was their own fatherland. Then lay citoyens, mean these all are the citizen of the French society. Then second, that is a flag. They adopted the tricolor flags and abolished the royal standard flag of monarch. Estate Journal, firstly, which was only elected by some few people, but now by this time the Estate Journal was elected by the active citizens. Active citizens you already read about in class ninth, and named as a National Assembly. It was named, Estate Journal was named by a National Assembly. Martyrs were commemorated. Martyrs, they were commemorated. Hymns were composed. A centralized administrative system was adopted. The next is uniform system of weight and measures were adopted. And last one, that is the internal custom duties and dues were abolished. So these were some common identities creating in France during the French Revolution. So that's why the people feel their own nations, and they starting struggling for their making nation states. After that, there was a change in 1804, because in France during this revolution period, there were many government, but no government become a stable government. There is a Louis XVI rule. After that, there was a Maximilian Robespierre. Then after, there is a directory rule. But these rule would not longer as they expect. So after this directory rule, because directory rule was collapsed itself, because there were many directors, and they were their idea was clashes between each others. So there was a rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. And when the Napoleon became the emperor of France during the 1804, he also started making some reform in France. So there are some points I have written here, that what were the civil code of 1804 is very important question. Many times this question asked in the paper, that is, what are the Napoleon civil codes, or what are the Napoleonic codes, or what are the civil code of 1804. So the first Napoleon civil codes are equality before law. We all are equal in front of the laws. Then secure the rights to the property. Napoleon simplified the administrative system of division. Abolished the feudal system. Guild restriction were removed. Guild was the traders, union of traders. So he removed all these guild restrictions. Transport and communication system were improved, and there was a decimal system was introduced. So these are some reform made by Napoleon in 1804. Then comes to the next, that is what was the reaction over the Napoleon civil code. This is the uh, this second question after is Napoleon Civil Code, that what were the reaction of the Napoleon Civil Codes? Either it were accepted or rejected. So in this module there is a reaction of the local people to the French rule were mixed. There was a mixed reaction over this Napoleon Civil Code. Earlier people welcomed the French armies for the change, but the initial enthusiasm soon turned into the hostility, and the new administration system was did not go in hand in hand with the political freedom. There is a problem. Earlier enthusiasm that convert into hostility, because early people they like the change of Napoleon. They thought that the Napoleon become the savior. He was as a messiah, and he modernized the France. But uh, there is there was no political freedom as per the new administrative reforms. The three things, that is the increase the taxations, second that is censorship, and fourth that is the forced conscription in the French armies. These are the three things which were imposed on the French people. That's why people of France become hostile to the reforms of France. So these are some questions we have discussed with you, and I hope that you have understand and do all this question in your notebook. Thank you.